Another day in paradise. I got a great video here today about my biggest aha moment when it comes to nutrition. You're really gonna get a lot of value out of this. It's gonna be a great talk, and give me a few minutes, I'm gonna brief you on it. About my biggest aha moment when it comes to nutrition and calories. It's actually recorded all the way back in 2016, 2 years ago. But I wanna bring it to you now because I believe it will give you a very keen look into my mind as this is unfolding. And this big breakthrough about understanding the calorie deception, and it's something that is very revolutionary, still on the cutting edge, but something I definitely know is true now to this point. So let's break it down in a good, thorough talk, explain it all to you and how it all works. To sum it up, it has to do with, I believe that the amount of time fasting that a person has to keep the insulin levels low is actually more important than the amount of calories that they eat if they want to lose fat. Sounds bizarre, but let's break it all down. And my early, first aha moment, my big aha moment with this in nutrition that occurred in 2016, and I got it recorded as it happened. I think you'll get a lot out of it. Okay, guys, hit the like button at the end and be sure to subscribe and leave a comment, dude. I want to know what you think. Welcome, everyone. My name is Gavin Mehl. I want to say thank you for joining in. I want to talk today specifically about the root cause of fat loss and why the warrior diet / intermittent fasting is so effective. Okay, I'm going to break it down exactly the root cause of why. A lot of new information here that you may not have heard before, so pay close attention. So let's get right into it, okay? Fat loss has a direct correlation to insulin levels inside the body. Okay, so basically what's going on is when insulin levels are high from constant eating, then the ability to burn fat, to store fat, is also high. Now, when insulin levels are low from periods of cyclic fasting, then what happens is the body's ability to burn fat is increasingly high. The body cannot store fat because the insulin levels become very low. So, what happens is by going and adopting this type of eating, this intermittent fasting style of eating, which is my approach is going to be waiting about 18 to 20 hours in between meals. That's a very strategic way of doing it. By going about this method, okay, of shrinking the feeding window down to 4 to 6 hours, by doing this, the body's insulin levels are brought way down. Okay, so the common approach of eating right now, and my common approach before adopting this type of eating a little over a year and a half ago, was eating every couple hours. Okay, eating every few hours, which I think is what most people do, is they eat every few hours. They have a breakfast snack, lunch snack, dinner, maybe even a late night snack, in hopes that that's going to speed up the metabolism. But just the opposite is true. That slows down the metabolism and increases insulin inside the body. And that insulin, basically what's happening, resistance through constant eating, then triggers the fat gain and eliminates the fat loss. Some people are going to experience it in different ways. Some people may put on 20 pounds, 30 pounds. Some people may just put on a few pounds and just have stubborn fat loss they can't get rid of with that. They're never going to be lean. But by adopting the intermittent fasting style of eating, which is going into a 18 to 20 hour fasting period, the body's insulin levels are going to be much lower. And this is the direct correlation of why intermittent fasting works, is it's the insulin levels. Now, there's some really interesting information on this, on the fact that most of us have been taught that it's a calorie deficit that's creating fat loss. And I believe that's actually, it's only very small amount true. Because if a person's in a calorie deficit and they're still eating constantly every few hours, small meals, let's say 200, 300 calories per meal, with lots of sugars in the meals, fruits in each of the meals, well, the insulin level's still going to be high, and the body's just going to reset its metabolism. It's going to reset its ability to live on this lower calorie diet. And so, while it may be effective for a short period of time, it's not going to be effective in the long term. The only thing that's going to be effective in the long term, in my experience, is this style of eating, this intermittent fasting style of eating, waiting to eat 18 to 20 hours. By doing that, the body's able to then reset, redefine itself as a fat-burning machine, to become a redefined in the way of burning body fat or fuel. These fat reserves inside the body become the key source of energy, as opposed to sugar and food. And that's really where we want to be. That's what's creating the spikes in human growth hormone, and that's what's creating a serious, like, anti-aging approach of really turning the clock back and definitely stopping the tension and the stress on the body of long periods of time with high insulin. By doing this, the body then can go back into repairing itself through the periods of intermittent fasting, that the body's able to repair itself and go in and repair the damaged cells and the damaged tissues that we have inside the body, and go into burning, and then for energy it goes into the fat reserves. And yesterday I watched a video where Greg O'Gallagher did his body fat testing in Keto Body regarding, he did the DEXA scan, and he had one video had a 6.9 test, and another video had a 6.2 test. And 6.2%. And he was lean. He was incredibly healthy. All right? But I just want to tell you that when I look in the mirror and I look at my chest and my abs and where I'm at, I mean, I'm there's no question I'm leaner than he is in that video there. I don't know how lean I am. I haven't had a DEXA scan test. I always tell people I'm like 8-9%, being humble about it. But I mean, I think there's no doubt about it that I'm lower than 6% now. I mean, I'm clearly at about 5%. I'm going to say humbly, 6%. Let's say. But I mean, Greg is 6% in that video, and I'm definitely leaner than that. But even at 6% body fat, all right, even at 6% body fat, my energy is very high. My energy is very high. And one thing that I'm noticing, which is really amazing, is I'm able to eat more food. So because of this type of strategy of going into the intermittent fasting warrior diet approach, where I'm eating only 4 to 6 hours a day, I'm able to eat a lot more. And I have been tracking my calories to a T. I mean, like, literally, I've got the status of exactly what I've been eating in the way of calories going back daily for some time. But sometimes, like yesterday, I ate like 3,700 calories. That seems like it's too much food. But because of the fact that my insulin levels are so low, when I eat the food, it's like my body doesn't store that as fat. And the best part about it is I still was able to eat 3,700 calories, and I didn't even exercise at all. No walking. Slight amount of yoga. Say 100 calories in calorie burn from exercise. I'm still able to do 3,700 calories in a day and stay under 6% body fat. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any logical sense, but I'm just telling you from experience, this is what's happening, is I'm able to eat more food now than I used to think I could eat. I'm able to really eat till I'm full, and then maybe even a little extra. I feel great. I'm so satisfied. It's because of the insulin levels being so low inside the body that I'm able to get into this large calorie maintenance and then even calorie surplus and not have it stored as fat. So I'm recording this call as a testimony. I'm also recording this call to give you kind of an understanding of actually what causes the fat loss. Now, I want to thank one of my subscribers on YouTube, and all I had was the name Hawk, H-A-W-K, and I think it was like Hawk111, because he turned me on to a further understanding onto the insulin levels of the body. And I'll tell you what, I think this is really cutting edge information, because I know it is. because understanding that it's the insulin levels that are allowing the body to burn the body fat or to go into burning calories, not so much the calorie deficit. The insulin levels are the root cause. I really have a much better understanding of this now on why my body's doing what it's doing, because it didn't make sense for me from my own experience on why I was able to eat more food in a calorie surplus of a much higher surplus than I would be used to eating and still not gain any fat. Because my goal is to gain muscle. In order to do that, we got to train, of course, do strength training and check our training, but also eat more. And so I want to be able to eat more food to build muscle, not be so restricted in the way of calories. So this is like a really, really powerful, incredible amount of information I'm trying to share with you. But I'll tell you, the guy that he shared the information with, that I started researching, was a guy called Dr. Jason Fung. Dr. Jason Fung, F-U-N-G, Dr. Jason Fung. He's on YouTube, and you can see some of his lectures on there. Learn more about these levels of insulin and why actually the insulin levels, insulin resistance for a fat person, and that's grazing often, having a struggle with weight loss, and then the low insulin levels for a person who is getting leaner and leaner and leaner. So, wanted to talk openly, freely, showed some powerful information here on this call. I hope this call helped you. Thank you for subscribing, and thank you for Hawk111, one of my loyal subscribers. I appreciate you, bro, for sharing this new information. Well, a better understanding, because I've understood. I definitely feel like there was limited information on the true understanding of insulin levels and fat loss until I discovered this Jason Fung and understanding his lectures on it. That's really powerful. So, intermittent fasting. By doing this style of eating, you're able to eat actually at a higher surplus. Pretty amazing. It's not the calorie deficit so much as the insulin levels that's causing the fat loss. Thank you so much for subscribing, being a loyal listener, subscriber. I want to provide massive value out there, give something back to the world, to the further image world that's given me. It's so much. I'm so blessed and so appreciative. So get this call out there. If you see this on a video, make sure to hit the like button. Thank you for subscribing. And leave a comment below. Wherever you saw this, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your feedback on what questions or comments you have. All right, this is Gavin Mehl. Thank you